I'm in Mumbai today, but not just to travel. I'm standing in a place filled with movement, conversations, and intention. And underneath all of it, there's a quiet question waiting to be heard. How is the world changing? And what does that mean for the way we live and work? This is the Microsoft AI Tour. The day began early. Before the halls filled up, before the stages came alive, there was just the sound of water from the fountain outside and the quiet anticipation of people arriving. The Jio World Centre feels different from the places I usually visit. There are no mountains here, no long roads, no silence, but there is purpose, people walking with intent, ideas already moving before a single word is spoken. I came here with my friend Srijit, someone you've seen with me on other journeys. And like every journey, this one also began with an entry. Registration was simple, an invitation email, a quick scan, a government ID, and just like that, we were inside. I've noticed something while traveling. When systems are thoughtfully designed, they don't demand attention, they don't interrupt the experience, they simply allow you to move forward. That thought stayed with me as we stepped onto the escalator and slowly moved upward. Not just into another floor, but into a space filled with people, ideas, and expectation. Inside, the energy changed. There were crowds everywhere, people meeting, talking, capturing moments. Everyone here came from different places, different backgrounds, but all were drawn together by curiosity about what's coming next. For me, there was also a quiet personal moment. I've seen Satya Nadella many times before and on screens, in interviews, in online sessions, but this was the first time I was seeing him in person, standing there on a stage right in front of my eyes. And just like with places, seeing something in real life changes how it feels. Screens flatten things, presence adds weight. As we moved into the main hall and took our seats, the scale of the space slowly revealed itself. Three stages, large screens, many conversations waiting to begin. At first it felt overwhelming. Too many voices, too many directions. Then came something interesting. Each of us was given a small device, like a radio. On the big screen, instructions appeared. Each stage had its own channel. Instead of choosing just one voice and missing the rest, you could listen for a while, switch, and move on. It reminded me of how journeys actually unfold. You don't absorb everything in one place. You walk, you pause, you take what stays with you. Across the day, many voices pass through those headphones. Different industries, different perspectives. But one feeling kept returning. AI is no longer waiting somewhere in the future. It has already entered everyday life, quietly, gradually, without asking for permission. During the keynote, an announcement was made Microsoft would be investing $17.5 billion in India over the next 4 years. It's a large number, but numbers are easy to forget. What stayed with me was something else. The way it was said, there was humor, there was ease, and a calm understanding that technology doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. The message wasn't about machines replacing people. It was about technology fitting into human lives, supporting how people already work, think, and create. Another session that stayed with me deeply was by Puneet. The focus shifted toward Asia and toward India. The idea was simple. India already runs on digital systems, payments, identity, services. These systems quietly touch everyday life. Now, the same foundation is being used to build AI, not as an experiment, but as infrastructure. And when something becomes infrastructure, it stops being optional. It becomes part of the background of life. Throughout the day, one idea kept appearing. AI is moving from being a tool to becoming a work partner. In the past, tools waited for instructions. Now systems are starting to participate. They help schedule, they help analyze, they support decisions. But responsibility still remains human. Just like in life, support can guide you, but direction is still your choice. Another shift I kept noticing was moving away from being busy. For a long time, work was measured in hours, tasks completed, processes followed. AI questions that. It shifts attention toward outcomes. What actually improves life? What reduces friction? What gives people time? It reminded me of something I've often felt in nature. Nothing rushes, but everything functions. The second hall felt different the moment we entered. If the first hall was about listening, this one was about seeing. Microsoft showcased tools like Copilot, AI on the cloud, and a world map showing where their work already exists. Seeing that map made something clear. This change isn't local, it isn't isolated, it's already happening everywhere. One small booth stood out to me. You described your face using words. An AI system created an avatar, and that avatar became a printed postcard. It felt playful, almost light, but it carried a deeper message. AI is no longer only about efficiency, it's starting to reflect individuality. There were also partner booths showing real systems in action, not promises of what might come someday, but glimpses of what already exists. This hall also hosted short sessions, just 15 minutes each, fast ideas, clear thoughts. Sometimes depth doesn't come from length, it comes from precision. As the day slowly came to an end, people began leaving the halls. The noise softened, the conversations faded. It felt like coming down from a long journey, the kind where you don't return with answers but with better questions. And one realization stayed with me. The future doesn't arrive suddenly, it doesn't announce itself loudly, it's built quietly through small decisions, through everyday tools, through people doing their work a little differently than before. That's what this place felt like. Not a showcase of tomorrow, but a glimpse of something already taking shape. You don't need to be technical to benefit from AI. You only need awareness. Awareness of what helps you, what reduces friction, what gives you time for what actually matters. Because the real shift isn't about smarter machines, it's about more empowered humans. As we stepped back outside into the evening air of Mumbai, the city continued its rhythm, unaware, uninterrupted, alive. It reminded me of something simple. The future isn't coming someday, it's being built silently right now by people all around us. And once we stepped back into the city, Mumbai had its own story waiting. That's where the next part begins.